All right, guys. So this week we watched Smile, the new horror movie of the to attend the summer kind of thing, directed by Parker Finn, starring Saucy Bacon, Caitlin Stacey, and Jesse T. Usher. Little synopsis for y'all. After witnessing a bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient, Dr. Rose Cotter starts experiencing frightening occurrences that she can't explain as an overwhelming terror begins taking over her life. Rose must confront her troubling past in order to survive and escape her horrifying new reality. Um, I don't know about y'all, but this was actually quite a surprise. Probably one of the
What
few
was the
surprises
surprise?
I've seen. The movie coming
Yeah,
into it is one
like
of the few
it
surprises
wasn't
this
what I
year.
expected.
Yeah.
What do you mean by like it's not?
Like I
What
was
did you
expecting it to
expect?
be a bad, campy horror movie because that's what it looked like from the
I was
trailers.
expecting it to be like a truth or dare type thing where it's just
Yeah,
like really heavily
Interesting.
marketed, and then you sit down and you're like, "Well, this fucking
The,
sucks."
the truth or
I
dare
actually
thing.
didn't watch the trailer or anything, but all I knew was like the marketing at like the baseball games and stuff like that. So I didn't really know what it was about.
I didn't watch trailers. I haven't been watching trailers for these movies because I feel like it's either really helped movies or it's helped me like kind of realize what's wrong with them.
I don't actively search for trailers online, but like if it's on a commercial, that's when I'd see it.
Right.
Like on TV, if it's on a commercial, I'll be like, oh, cool.
The only time I ever see stuff is when I watch, I guess, football. Because other than that, I don't watch TV, and I have YouTube
It's,
Premium, so I'm not a chump and get ads like that. So
I would say I only see it at the theaters, but I go to the theaters like 10 minutes late. So
he never sees the start of a movie ever. He's living the Flash life where he's just always late to movies, and he's like, I haven't seen the start of a movie in 20 years.
He's gonna be late to a movie that like the most important part was in the beginning. It has like some main text that tells you like what's going on, and he's just like, "What's going on?"
I think the only movie I've been late to was Men,
Man,
but then I wish I left early instead of getting there late.
Fair. Okay. Well, let's get into it.
yep.
We start with
Quick,
cons first.
quick non-spoiler. You can kind of just say how you feel about the movie, and then we'll be done with that.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was. I've said this about like every horror movie in the past like 2 months, but the suspense was really good. Like they every movie's been pulling it off.
I think Anthony just gets
But
fooled by some music.
I do. Works every time. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was definitely creepy. It was less of a horror and just more of a like a psychological thriller.
No, okay. So here's the
In my
thing.
opinion.
I think me personally, I think the first half of the movie was definitely horror. Like they're definitely going for horror. The second half of the movie felt more like a mystery film or something. Like they're trying to solve the case. Like she was trying to solve the case.
Yeah, I could see that.
It was like a weird turnaround. But I did think there was a lot of good build up to like finding out like what's actually going on with the whole smile monster demon thing. I did think she was really Sosie Bacon did a really good job because like her character's going through a lot of trauma and she has like a lot of anxiety and she just like looks like she hasn't slept and she like really pulls that off. Um, I did think it was like really corny though. There was like poor dialogue at times, and then we can talk about the ending later. But like other than that, it was quite a surprise. And even I don't like jump scares in movies now because I think it's just a cheap way to scare your audience. But this one, I felt like they really earned them. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't just
Yeah,
like
and it,
throwing it out to throw it out. Like they actually like made
right.
sense when they would show up.
yeah, like there's the jump scares in that other movie that we watched, the one where the guy puts kids in the basement,
The black phone, yeah,
the
because there was
black
only like
phone.
one. There was
Though
only like
that
two in
one,
that one.
yeah, I was about to say those felt earned there. There was really only like two or three in this one too.
Yeah, there
The
It
was
really
black
like,
phone
wasn't.
that
but I want to say that I think the reason these felt so good is because I felt like almost like I was really going through the story like with the main character, you know. So when those jump scares happened to her, I feel like that's why it impacted so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Like, no, no, what the hell did you just say?
What?
That's the face you gave me. You're like, what the hell did you just say?
No, I know what you mean. I'm just thinking about
Yeah,
other
Edward, what you
aspects.
think?
This movie was like a genuine surprise. Like Noah said, I was going in expecting this really, really terrible movie. I expected to come and sit down for this recording session ready to roast the hell out of a horror movie because we've seen too many good ones. But no, I mean this one, like Noah said, it had its flaws here and there, but for the most part, it was pretty good. I would say it wasn't anything like crazy or like super original because I mean there's a lot of movies that this really compares to. Like they fall into a lot of the basic horror tropes.
Right.
But other than that, I think I would watch it. Like this is one that you like at a Halloween party and like at the end of the night you're like let's just put something on that we can be entertained by and like just have a little fun with. This would be one of those.
It this movie, like you said, it kind of follows a lot of other movies. It feels like it follows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It feels
But it
exactly like it
follows.
follows.
This is
it
better
felt
than it
like The
follows,
Ring
though.
too, but like
Dude,
in
I
like
was
a
gonna say
cheap
that, but
knockoff way.
I didn't know if that was right. I literally put it follows times the ring. Like that's how it feels.
Yeah, but like not in like oh they pulled the best parts of both movies. It was like the
Main
upper level
concepts.
to upper mediocre part that they copied. But overall, I would recommend this movie
I would
if
also
you
recommend
are a
I
fan of
would
horror
recommend
movies.
it.
because it is quite a surprise.
This
Don't
is gave
watch
me
any of
like
the other crap.
Happy Death Day vibes, like from the trailers and stuff. So I was expecting like some that was like over the top but still entertaining, and that's kind of
Right.
what I got.
Yeah, I agree. But
All right,
is that all we
let's
got?
That's
dive into
good.
some spoilers. Now I can talk about.
Now you can talk about what?
You didn't say the outro.
Anyways, okay. I swear, if one of y'all for the con says pacing, I'm gonna be mad because I thought the pacing was amazing in this movie.
Pacing.
Pacing.
You, all right. I'll see y'all later.
Maybe you just need to learn how to pace movies better, dog.
I need to learn how to pace movies. What do you mean? I'm not the movie maker.
Well, if you do, then you'd understand when they were bad.
Uh, it wasn't bad. I thought it was one of my pros. But okay, one of the cons that I found is that I was not really connected to the side characters in the beginning, at least. For example, like her husband, I didn't give a shit about him. Like I didn't care. You know, I don't know if they
I'm
meant to
not.
do that.
I'm not sure if you're supposed to. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I also didn't care for the other guy, the cop. At least not at first, not when they introduced him. Not even like I didn't really start caring about him until almost the end. You know what I mean? Like the
Mm.
beginning, I was like, oh, I don't. Who's this guy? I don't
If
really
he
care.
dies, he dies.
Right. I would have been okay with it. I mean, by the end of the movie, that changed, but
I think we didn't. I think people didn't like the side characters because like they're making it so the main character like no one believes her.
Struggles. Yeah.
Yeah, and
right.
so we're like,
They're
nah,
like,
bro, like you just like believe her, bro. But the funny
No,
thing about the main character too, though, is when as soon as they're like, nah, I don't believe you, she gets all pissed off.
yeah, but I don't know. It's weird because it's like, well, okay, I'll go into that as the pros. I'll let y'all talk about more cons.
um, I said there's some scenes that are just particularly like really goofy. Like how what like one of my favorite scenes I thought was funny was whenever she had to murder someone, right? Like to break the curse, so
yeah.
she thought, oh, I have to murder someone. So she goes to go kill that dude Carl, and then she just keeps stabbing
Uh,
him, and everyone's screaming, and even Carl's like, ah, ah.
yeah,
I
That
thought that
felt
was
like
so
something that we would
goofy,
fucking make.
but
and I
it was
was.
supposed to be like creepy because it's like, oh, why is he not reacting?
I didn't think it was real as soon as like she kept going, but still, I was like, "What the freak is going on?" I thought it was funny,
uh,
just stuff like that, and it is like pretty corny. But
Yeah, and I guess I can dive a little deeper into what I said about it, like hitting those classic horror tropes. Um,
yes.
it's no secret. Like after I watch a movie, I'll have my notes, and then I'll watch a couple other reviewers that I like. Not that I share opinions with, but like we usually feel the opposite,
Hmm.
just so I can kind of get both spectrums to kind of like have me be as unbiased as I can.
Hmm.
But we both like they like called it like they did like very specific examples of how like it copied the ring by like they had the exact same amount of time before they died. The monster basically passed along the same way. It basically did the same things. It was just like they
That's
borrowed the
wild.
tropes from the ring, but just added a smile monster instead of a TV monster.
They had some good twists though, like with the cat. Like when the cat
That was
died and
Yeah,
it came, that was
that
crazy.
one
pretty
was
cool.
crazy.
That was crazy. I was
Or
But
not
no, we're
expecting
not
that.
talking about pros. We're talking about cons.
hey man, I'm just bringing up some cool stuff.
And like how they had like 7 days. Like oh, that's just a really like common thing to do across horror movies to the point where the reviewer was like, I literally said they're gonna say a week, and then they said about a week like 2 seconds after that. I was like, God damn dog.
They were like, some people die after 4 days. I was
They're
like,
like, I did give them some
sheesh.
originality for saying there was a shorter time, but like, come on, anything other than the 7 days.
Okay, I also have another con too. I enjoyed the whole like it's like a demon, it's like it possesses the people. I enjoyed the like monster or the you know until the end.
Uh,
Until it was like embodied in the mom. I didn't like that. I didn't like that whole like I liked it more when there was no embodiment of the demon, when it was just like everywhere and it wasn't like
I
well,
was
one
gonna,
monster.
I
they
was gonna
did
say that
foreshadow
was part
that.
of my pro. I
They
was gonna
they
make that a pro
foreshadowed
for
that
me.
because they like beginning of the film they were like, oh yeah, it can be any of your relatives, and that's when I was
Well,
like, oh well, it's gonna be the mom. It's got to be.
Well, right. No, it's not the fact that it was the mom. I liked it when it was certain people, like when it was the sister, or when it was the cop friend, or even when it was the mom. But when it took its own body and it like now it has its own body, it's the monster. Like I didn't like that. I liked it when it was like other people, if that makes sense.
I thought it was a
Oh,
pro
I know what you mean.
because I thought it was a really good like bait and switch. There like it feels like just this demon movie, and then you actually get to see like it turns into a monster movie, and I thought that was a really creative way that they did
That shit looked like the monster from Barbarian, bro.
it.
I was like, what the heck? But
But I guess we'll lean that into our pros, and that would be
we'll head more into
was
the ending in a little bit. Yeah, if you want to go off with the pros.
was the monster at the end. I thought it was a really good bait and switch. Kept you on your
It's fair.
toes. Like
That,
from the whole
that
movie, like not seeing trailers, like watching the whole thing, I was like, "Oh, this is a cool movie," and I did not expect to see like the fucking actual monster itself,
that thing was ugly, dude.
like a
Especially
boomer
when it was
from
like
Left 4 Dead.
crawling. Ugh. I really liked the how symbolic it was that it was like she works in a mental hospital where she like doesn't believe all these patients. She sees these patients like every day, day in, day out. They're like crazy. They say things that aren't true. You know what I mean? So obviously she doesn't believe them. And then it happens to her. And now all of a sudden her family doesn't believe her. And like no one believes her. Everyone thinks she's crazy. It's like it was a full circle, I think.
She feels
And,
helpless.
right. And I'm also glad too that nobody believed her. I think that like if everyone was like on her side and was like, okay, let's fix this, it would have taken away from the movie. Is the fact that even at first, even the cop guy, like nobody believed her.
I was about to
It
say
was like
her ex
questionable.
kind of believed her because he
Yeah,
saw the pattern and he was like, wait, I don't. You're not crazy. This actually happened.
It's always X Men.
It's always
I liked him though. I liked the character.
yeah, he was cool. But
I hope they get back together. Oh wait,
you
oh, never mind.
did not just say that, bro.
My bad.
Um, I actually I thought it was one of the stronger starts to a horror movie I've seen in a while.
Me
The
too.
Yeah.
beginning just like hit different, bro. I was like, dang, this is where we're
It
starting.
went like
You know what that
it was
means,
like
Anthony?
slowly paced. What?
It's good
It was
build up.
actually had good pacing in a movie.
Yeah, it did.
See, I said that.
I know. We're proud of you. But
You'll get credit whenever you start noticing the bad pacings too, though, because you say every movie has good pacing.
That's fair.
oh no, this movie is terrible pacing. Um,
Anthony, I thought it was amazing.
I actually, well, actually, no, y'all go ahead. This kind of digs into the ending a little bit, so I won't say it yet.
Go into
All
it.
right, finish
I'm ready.
spitting my facts because my facts was all the endings.
Yeah, go into it.
Okay. I actually like the theme of trauma and how it like may never leave somebody, which isn't like entirely true, but like you can still say like if you like went through trauma, a part of that may still be with you every day
Right.
because it never left her when her mother died of drug overdose. So,
Dude. No.
but the only thing is, I'll twist this now. I appreciate that theme and I appreciate what they were trying to do, but me personally, I just didn't like it because that's how every horror movie ends.
That is also true.
How?
How it all
Yeah, how does
The
it?
hero conquering the trauma.
the
But
horror
she didn't.
movie.
She
No,
didn't conquer the trauma.
no, I'm
The-
saying the bait and switch. Like in the horror movie, everyone usually dies in the end or something crazy.
I wouldn't say
I guess so.
usually.
I don't know.
I would honestly say it's a 50-50 like coin toss of what you get.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Horror movies with the bad ending. Which the only thing that brings it up for me is like I said, that theme of trauma and what they're trying to do with it. But other than that, the movie kind of feels like, oh, okay, well she just died anyway. It's just moving on anyway.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
fair.
I was like really upset when, like, I had mixed feelings when I thought she killed the monster. I was like, oh, that's good, but it's also kind of like maybe not good for the movie.
Dude,
But
I feel
when
like
he was set on fire, he's like, ah!
yeah,
I
I
was
was
like, what the
so
heck?
upset when the cop guy saw her die. Cause like, damn, I really liked him. And now if he goes crazy and he kills himself, no one's gonna continue the research.
yeah, I feel
Uh,
like they were setting up a sequel for it if it did bank. That's how come they went so hard with the marketing so they could have their own little franchise going on.
I don't want a sequel.
Mm,
I think they
yeah, I
need
don't
to
think
keep it as
a
it
sequel
is.
would be
But
good.
you know how that goes in Hollywood.
I'm gonna say we can all think it's not a great idea, but businesses see the money that they just raked in and they're like,
Business is
let's do it
business.
again.
This time, 2 smiles, bro. When that
It's
monster,
literally going to be called "How to Smile."
bro, when the trauma demon crawled into her mouth, bro, I was like, what the heck?
Dude, that was
Trauma
crazy.
demon.
trauma, trauma,
So funny.
trials
I
and
know I know
tribulations,
I had more pros, but I can't think of them for some reason.
or like whenever like what do you call it? Whenever that dude walked in, and then like would the monster have just like sat there until somebody came or what?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Because if it
Let's be
didn't
real. Demons are all knowing all the time.
like because it didn't leave her, so like she would just went back and been all happy, and then all of a sudden he would have just popped out of nowhere and killed her in front of somebody. Which is kind of funny how he can't traumatize you can't traumatize like a whole group of people. It has to be one person. There
Yeah,
can only be one witness.
that's kind of cool though. No, I feel
There
like
could only
if
be
that guy
one.
hadn't come, the demon would have taken over and like walked back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because think about the guy at the gas station. Like he walked to the gas station in order to kill himself in front of somebody.
It's fair.
yeah, and it was just a
So
random lady.
yeah, dude. Okay, I thought the twist of like you could kill somebody. I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought so too, but I I also didn't think she would go through with it. Like I
I
wasn't
thought
sure
no, I
if
thought she did.
who I didn't know who she would kill.
I thought the moment that guy said that, I was like, she's gonna end up killing somebody at the end of the movie.
I
Either way,
thought
you're
she was
gonna
going to
go
end
to
up killing
jail.
her husband at the end and then she'd ride off into the sunset with her eggs.
You mean A Train?
Honestly, that I would have
Yes.
loved that. Oh, that's who it was. I was like, who is this
My
person?
boy.
It's my boy A Train.
One more pro that I had was I loved how they showed the progression into insanity. Like it started off really slow, and then just like slowly, like it progressed into her getting crazier and crazier and crazier. I feel like it showed that really well.
Yeah, and like I said, like even like the makeup, like she didn't look like she was sleeping. She had all this like anxiety, and then
Right.
everyone calling her
And even like
crazy.
the body language too.
Yeah, dude, she literally
Before she
shaking.
was
Like
super
she
confident.
did a really good job.
Right.
I appreciate that from a lead horror actress
Appreciate that
in a
from
horror
you.
movie. What you talking about?
What?
But unless y'all got anything else to talk about, that's it for me. Pretty standard stuff,
It's
you
to
know.
me as well.
All I got. Let's dive into our ratings.
All right,
Noah.
I will give this movie a 7.
Oh, I was gonna give this movie a 6.5.
No, fuck.
That's what I came into it as, but I decided to bump it. It's a lot.
I think it's 8 about the same in my
It's
brains.
it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable, and I'd recommend it.
It's enjoyable, but if it was less corny, I would bump it up a little bit.
I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
This motherfucker.
Hey, you leave him alone.
I gave The Woman King an 8.5, and I think it's a little better, but I
What?
put Barbarian.
Dang.
What?
I put Barbarian as 9, and I don't think it's as good as Barbarian.
Dude,
Well,
I don't think
Barbarian
Barbarian
is
was a 9, though.
good. I loved
What
Barbarian.
did I give it? Like an 8.5? Or did I
You
give
gave
it a
it
9 too?
you gave it an 8. I don't care. I loved Barbarian. Such a crazy
I don't,
film.
it was good, but I don't think it was 9 good.
Such a wild film.
it
But
was.
that's for our other review of Barbarian. Go check it out. Because here we're talking about Mr. Smile. Trauma demon time. You know. All right. Close
Oh,
this
with
out.
Anthony, that averages to what, a 7.5?
Probably. Probably.
Around
So
there.
7.3333333333.
Close this
All
out,
right.
Anthony. Let's go.
Thanks everybody for listening to our 156th episode of the Hooligan Hangout.
We're
We
actually
are
zoning in on 100.
157 zoning in. Anyways, y'all go check out our merch because if y'all don't buy any merch, we're gonna have to shut the podcast down. So
I have nothing but
you'll have
merch
to do
on.
that.
You thought this was a plain black shirt? It's the one with their logo on the back. And I have the joggers on.
Yeah, and make sure if y'all
No
listen
regrets.
and y'all have any suggestions or anything like that, like DM us on Instagram or anywhere. If y'all know us, you can just text
Don't
us.
DM
Just let
us.
us know how you feel. Why not? You can DM us. You can DM me personally, and then I won't open it.
You can DM the main account. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll
please.
see
y'all
it.
enjoyed it. We'll see y'all later.
Say hi to your mom for us.
Yeah.